So for this week's all-star team, I'm doing it a bit differently than last week. I got a player for each role and then like a bonus player as well. I'm definitely not settled on this format, so let me know if you can think of a better way to do it, but I'm just gonna run it. The rookie of the week is Viper. He had a banger match in Shanghai's 3-1 win over the Dynasty, and even though he did not light the world on fire in their 3-0 loss to the Infernal, he was definitely not the reason they lost that game. He had like a 45% final blow rate. At this point, he's beaten the Genji one-trick allegations for sure. I mean, bro was packing a 50% stick rate against the Dynasty, and for the most part outplayed Prophet. I was considering giving this to Sugar Free, but Viper was tearing it up too much this week to let it go by, and he just deserves this for getting a win with Fleta on tank. That is literally miracle work. My first tank of the week is Piggy. His flexibility was the biggest question for the charge heading into this season, and now he looks like one of the most flexible tanks around. In the charge's 3-0 wins over the Dynasty and the Spark, he wasn't hitting crazy primal blades or anything like that, but he's playing good fundamental Winston and controlling the space he needs to. His ability to play both Winston and Diva was critical against the Spark on both Ilios and Havana, and it definitely gave the charge an edge compositionally, leading them to sit comfortably at the top of APAC. My bonus tank is Dante, and I'm not really confident in this pick, but I think he's the best player to give it to because of his great match against Florida, even though he did get mollywopped 3-0 by the Rain and got kind of exposed. This week, he simultaneously proved that you don't need to rely too heavily on Winston to be one of the better teams in the league, but you can't avoid it entirely. His Junker Queen and Ramantra looked good, and when he did need to play Winston, he could just fine. In fact, he closed out the series against Florida on it. Another big reason I chose Dante here was because against Florida, his macro play was really strong, especially on the Ramantra Rush, and so Glads were always just a step ahead. Hit scan of the week is the fucker himself, Jimmy. He has become one of the most consistent players so far this season, and I am all for it. He's playing to his strengths on Hanzo and is being rewarded handsomely. He is always finding key picks and exerting a ton of pressure on teams to engage quickly. Look at their match versus the Spark. Shy and Leaf looked rushed to get their dives in, and often Shy would go in just a little bit too early. Jimmy is a massive part of that. If the Spark don't go fast, it's only a matter of time before he finds a pick or sonar Shy, and then their whole game plan crumbles. Also, he was willing to go over to the Tracer if needed, and he was serviceable, so that's good enough for me. Flex DPS of the week is Stalker. He was on an absolute tear in Atlanta's dominating 3-0 victories over the Titans and the Gladiators. He is just insane on Tracer right now. He is decimating backlines and also not dying, like at all. Vancouver could not kill him. He is always in position to capitalize on Lip's engagements, and he'll win his 1v1s. He also played a lot of May this week to keep true to his Hyperflex reputation and did a damn good job. Atlanta in general are a well-oiled machine, but the chemistry between Stalker and the bonus DPS of the week Lip is something special. And I know it's kind of lame to have the entire Atlanta DPS line here, but Lip is just on a different level of Sombra gameplay. Like seriously, nobody else in the league is coming close to having his level of value right now. He just put the Titans and Glads in a pack. Like Glads are pretty clearly a top 4 team right now, but it is not even close. Just look at the massive gap between Yaki and Lip on Sombra. Astronomical gap. He was making heads-up plays with translocators, both his own and the enemies. He's a mechanical beast, and his coordination with this team is so clean. The flex support of the week is skewed, and honestly, there weren't any flex supports that really jumped out at me, but I guess that'll happen with Shu, Finn, and of course, Luke Mino, all on a bye week. Regardless, skewed deserves it. Sure, the Infernal easily 3-0'd Dallas and Shanghai, 2 of the worst teams in APAC right now, but he still was playing really well. When on Ana, he was hitting fat nades that his team could capitalize on pretty much every fight, and his Bap and Zen were pretty deadly. Bro was also not dying very much at all. It really feels nice to see him in a starting position and not just stuck in Brig Jail. The main support of the week is Xerneas, and he's been a premier Brig in APAC forever now. And with the Sombra players he's currently facing, he's just putting them in a pack. He's just boxing them out. Bro is still finding ways to cancel EMP with Bash, even though we can only do that every like 2.5 minutes. He always finds a way to swing on something and provide some sort of presence in the fight. But I don't really know what else to say because bro he's just playing some good Brig, you know? The bonus support of the week is Chorong. He has entered his Kiriko arc and is pounding on it. The Goon Squad is back, and it is as goony as ever. Kevster is going to have nightmares about Charong and Checkmate. And I actually have reports that at the request of OG and UV, Justin Trudeau has banished Charong from entering Canada for the foreseeable future. Florida definitely haven't worked out all of the kinks on this comp yet, but its potential is deadly, and Charong is the guy to make this work. So this is my all-star team for week 2 of Overwatch League Season 6, and I am kind of unsure about some of the choices I made, so be sure to comment your picks down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, tell all your friends and subscribe for more daily Overwatch League content. Have yourself a good one. Deuces.